So Derek Chisora beats Joyce last night on points. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to me, Ed. I hope you're well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So I'm on an away day here, but I just had to make this video after watching last night Derek Chisora beat Joyce in their epic Slugfest, their war of attrition, as it was. Many people call it the Slugfest, of course. Two heavy hitters. They were both catching each other. And you could say that Joyce really didn't capitalise on when he was hurting Derek Chisora, because he was hurting him a lot in many of those rounds, let's say from the 6th, 7th and 8th, maybe even from the 5th. He was catching Derek and he was hurting him, and Derek was slowing down, and then he seemed to come back, but he was always catching Joyce with that overhand right. He was going to the body a lot. I noticed Derek Chisora was going to the body a lot, trying to, cut down the tree, as it were, from the roots. But he just kept on hammering away, kept on going, sometimes the left hooks, many times the overhand right. But Joyce just kept on popping out the jab, and he was catching Derek and hurting him. I think that the heavier hitter was Joyce. He just wasn't doing it enough. He wasn't capitalizing enough. But where the fight was won, and this is where I said in a preview, where I thought Derek Chisora would win, because ultimately he's the better boxer, and he proved that he was the better boxer. For me, whilst the two elder statesmen, and whilst many believe that Derek Chisora, myself included, should be retired by now as well, and where I don't think Joyce has got anywhere to go now, but we'll talk about that in a moment. But where the fight was won and where it was lost at Joyce is that he had no upper body movement, whereas Derek Chisora was bobbing and weaving and all the time. He had lots of upper body movement, a bit more ring IQ on the last couple of rounds. Whilst he knocked Joyce down in the 9th, he also started to go on his bike a little bit as well, to evade and just to stay in the fight and not get caught as well. He was thinking about the fight a lot more, thinking about the decision, thinking about how far ahead he was in the fight, because he kept on catching Joyce. So this is what we said about Joyce before, is that he's so open, and they're both really open, of course, but he's so open to any kind of attack, and Derek Chisora just caught him time and time again. They were both getting caught. They were both getting hammered in there. But what a great spectacle, what a great entertaining fight. Two elder guys who you would think, well, where is their career really going? Joyce really needed to win this, and win this convincingly. I wasn't impressed with his last outing against Cash Ali after those two defeats, Zhili Zhang, of course. But he didn't impress again, and his whole, the way he was fighting, the way his mobility, it just wasn't all right. And you know that even if he'd come through Derek Chisora, if he tried to go to another opponent, he'd get found out really quickly. As certainly an opponent of of a certain level, let's say. But again, Derek Chisora, hats off to you, because you really put it to Joyce. You stayed in there. It was a war of attrition. It was last man standing, and you did it. It was great. It was great tactics. You went to the body. You kept on catching Joyce where he was open. You were taking your licks as well, but you were evading. You were bobbing and weaving. A bit more movement. There was more circling movement from Derek Chisora, whereas, as I say, Joyce had nothing. There was no movement at all. It was just, straight on, and he just popping the jab. He's going straight down the middle all the time. It was open for lots of uppercuts there from Joyce, especially when Derek Chisora was bobbing and weaving a little bit. He tried to pull it off a couple of times, but he just kept on missing. He was missing quite a lot as well, Joyce. But, it was going to the 9th. He got caught on the chin, and he went down. He went down again, but that was more of a slip, or it was more of he just fell backwards, lost his balance. I don't know what that was, Joyce. But, you know, Derek Chisora, for me, worthy winner, unanimous decision. Now, where did both fighters go? I still say Derek Chisora should retire. He should retire. That was a heavy fight to fight. If he wants to go for another one, I mean, who's going to stop him, really? But somebody should be stopping him now. So, right, you've proved all the doubters wrong. Just go now. Just go and live your life, as it were, for your own health, for your own sanity, for your own health, for your own future health. But for Joyce, where does he go now? You could argue that his career is in tatters now. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But what a fight. Really entertaining, really lots to pick out of that fight. And yes, it was of a certain level, of course it was, but regardless, it was a great entertaining spectacle. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. And hopefully I'll be back in the studio very soon. Bye now.